So what am I supposed to do when there is so much to talk about from this weekend and I don't want to leave anybody out, and this is the 100th video that I've made on my channel, and just tell me, Pink Chair! You must go on. I can't go on. I'll go on. That is one of my favorite things ever written by Samuel Beckett. You guys should go read some of his stuff. It is pretty amazing. But anyway, let's do this. Cool! Manchester City. Led by their super intense but always well-dressed manager Pep Guardiola, who, if there's a knock on him, it's that he's never managed a team without world-class players. So how good of a manager is he really? City exploited some Manchester United weaknesses, specifically in the Red Devils' back four, to take all 3 points at Old Trafford and to take a firm grasp in the race as the favorite to win the league. And for Pep, a firm grasp in continuing to be one of the best managers in the world. Also, honorable mention to City's new goalkeeper Claudio Bravo, who was United's best attacking player. He had an assist on Zlatan's goal and he almost set up a late penalty that would have tied the game. Not cool. Barcelona. Not only are they famous for being one of the best clubs in the world, they are also famous for struggling in the game immediately following an international break. So manager Luis Enrique risked resting a few well-known starters at home against recently promoted Alaves. A risk I definitely would have tried if I was manager, because these guys play so many games in a season, you have to be strategic when you give them the rest, and it was against a clearly inferior opponent. But the risk backfired and they lost 2-1, which frankly is unacceptable. I don't care who they have on the field. They're Barcelona. It's at the Camp Nou. It's a must-win. Cool! Moussa Dembele. The 19-year-old striker scored a perfect hat-trick with his left foot, with his right foot, and with his head, and had an assist to help the one and only mighty Celtic absolutely demolish their rivals Rangers 5-1 in the re-established Old Firm derby in the Scottish Premiership. So I'll just say, well done. Not cool. Borussia Dortmund. After losing in the dying minutes to the team that everyone loves to hate in Germany, RB Leipzig, which gave Leipzig their first ever win in the top flight, the black and yellow dropped points. 3 of them to be exact, which, do you understand the seriousness of what this means? Do you? Well, I'll pause here and let you think about it. It means that Bayern Munich have officially won the league because they're not going to drop points all season. It is over. It is done. So congrats to Bayern Munich. Cool. Cristiano Ronaldo. Playing in his first game since his knee injury in the Euro 2016 final, CR7 scored 6 minutes into his season debut, and yes, I know it was a simple tap-in after Gareth Bale did all the work and had the cross, but still, a goal is a goal. Then he slammed one of my favorite players, Xavi, for looking for publicity and free media attention because Xavi still plays in Qatar. Nobody really cares about Qatar after Xavi said that Messi should have won the Ballon d'Or instead of him. And then he demanded that Real Madrid president Florentino Perez should give him a 10-year contract. So, alright then. Guess who's fired up to play this season? Cool! Not cool. Premier League teams from London. The Arsenal snatched a victory at the death. A 2-1 result over Southampton due to a late penalty that was scored by the cool and calm and composed Santi Cazorla. Even though I really feel like it was a pretty soft penalty that was called against Southampton captain Jose Fonte, but he should have known better. I mean, Olivier Giroud misses sitters all the time and he supposedly pulled him down, so he should have taken his chances, stayed on his feet, and not given the ref the opportunity to make a call. Also, the Tottenham went on the road and crushed the soul and the spirit of Stoke City 4-0, which proved to me and hopefully to American superstar in the making Christian Pulisic that Stoke is not the right club to go to. So thank you for that, Spurs. The not cool, despite an active and inspired 2-goal performance by the highly disliked, unless he's on your own team, Diego Costa, Chelsea gave up 2 preventable goals and tied 2-2. And West Ham, who cruised to a 2-goal lead at home against Watford and then gave up 4 unanswered goals to lose 4-2, which makes me think that this whole new stadium thing was not a good idea. Cool! Gonzalo Higuain and Miralem Pjanic. The 2 signings that Juventus lured away from their closest rivals in Serie A, Napoli and Roma respectively, both scored big goals to help Juve beat Sassuolo 3-1, keeping them perfect on top of the table, which is why I fully expect them to be all season because the rest of Serie A is frankly not good enough to compete with them. Not cool. Unai Emery. The highly touted manager who won 3 straight Europa League trophies with Sevilla doesn't look comfortable yet in charge of PSG, and it shows because the players don't look comfortable yet either with his tactics or his player selections, as they dropped even more points after drawing with Saint Etienne at home 1-1. Cool! The Colorado Rapids, Toronto FC, and the Vancouver Whitecaps. Because each one of these MLS clubs notched huge wins on the road. The Rapids, who are the 2nd best team in the league, beat the best team in the league, FC Dallas, in Dallas, which was FC Dallas's first home loss of the season. Then Toronto FC, led by the red-hot Josie Altidore, beat the Chicago Fire in Chicago to regain the top spot in the East after NYCFC lost to the New England Revolution. And finally, the Whitecaps went into Columbus after not having scored a goal in almost a month and put 3 past the disappointing Crew to win 3-1 and keep them in the hunt for the last playoff spot in the West. Also, fun fact for you, this is my favorite time of the MLS season, the stretch run, because everything gets a little tight. Not cool. Teams that I predicted to do relatively well in my league previews that are doing jack shit. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Valencia, AC Milan, Marseille, Schalke, Celta Vigo, and West Ham. Pick up your goddamn games already. Cool! Notable goal-scoring heroes. First, Mario Balotelli, who scored a brace in his first game in league to help Nice beat Marseille 2-1. Next, Francesco Totti, who buried a late penalty to help Roma win 3-2 and help the club stave off any embarrassment of dropping points to Sampdoria because they had so many chances to score. They had so many chances to score. I mean, Dzeko and Salah should have had 5 each. Then there is Robert Snodgrass, who during this week, he turned 29, he scored a hat trick for his country, and he buried a 95th minute free kick to help his club, Hull City Tigers, salvage a point with Burnley. And finally, and I'm gonna butcher his name, so I apologize in advance, Joel Pojanpalo, the Finnish finisher who scored a hat trick in just 11 minutes to help Bayer Leverkusen win their first game of the season, a 3-1 result over Hamburg. Not cool. Cruz Azul. Their opponent this past weekend was Club America, who were coming off an embarrassing 3-0 loss to their rivals Chivas Guadalajara, and Cruz Azul did everything right in the first half. They pounced on America's low confidence and went up 3-0. But then they got a dumb red card right after halftime, gave up 4 goals and lost 4-3, so you Cruz Azul people know what's coming. You know what's coming. No mami's way. Cool. My contest winners, Josie, Kurt, and Roberto. Pick randomly, and by randomly I mean my 5-year-old daughter. I am gonna reach out to you, so make sure you're on the lookout. Also, for everyone that didn't win, if there's a Chipotle nearby the next time I see you, it's on me. And you guys know that I give away everything that I get, which means there are gonna be a lot more giveaways in our collective future. Don't you worry. All right, that is it. I gotta go finish up my Champions League group stage preview before it starts tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Later.